Yeah, what up, people? How are they? All right, so let me do the continuation of the topic that we started. Uh, how many days ago, talking about my experience as an assistant pastor at the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Uh, I think the last time I mentioned before we went offline, it was to talk about. Okay, I think the last thing I mentioned before the internet went off was what I was doing in the church before I was made an assistant pastor. Okay, so the day came and the pastor decided that these are the following people that will be going to the new parish we have just created. So they started announcing names. As I said, I was only a drums player. I was among the instrumentalists in the choir and also leading a drama group and all of that. So they now started announcing names. Each time they mention a name, I'll play the drums. People will clap. The person will come out. They'll call another name among the workers. Then time came to mention who will be the pastor of the new church we are creating. Then they mentioned Deacon Kennedy. He came out. Deacon Kennedy, by the way, is an usher. He was the head usher in that parish miracle center then. And then let me also add that Deacon Kennedy is Thomas. Alright. Then continue. They now said to assist him, to assist Deacon Kennedy, is Brother Shegun Olawaye. Everybody clapped. And I was like, hey, how many Brother Shegun Olawaye are in this church? I left the drum set. I went out. We all knelt down. They stretched hands to us. They prayed for us. But something kept amazing people in the church. Ah, Brother Shegun is the assistant pastor. Ah, congratulations. Ah, the guy is growing spiritually. Blah, blah, blah. Good one, right? Okay, cool. And I'm like, hey, was I prepared or was I ready for this kind of? I was to understand later that I'll be doing a lot of works in that parish. Well, let me quickly fast track to what happened, what our parish looks like. All right. So the parish was located. There's a place called Parish Road. Those of you that are familiar, maybe a little bit with Ojuore, if you are going towards Winners Chapel along Iliroko Road, there's a place called Parish. That it was inside that Parish that the new parish was situated, or situates, as lawyers would say. We go there, and Redeem is used to this Ilepako if they are starting a new parish. Ilepako in the sense that they will use wooden materials to demarcate place around, and it was even the property of a school. It was not Redeem's property. But some people will be good-hearted and will say, okay, you can use it on Sundays. We use it during the days for school, but on Sundays you can use it. They already went to secure the place, so we're using it. Then we got there to realize that to our right is a big CAC church. Egbami, CAC. Okay. And to our left, another four square church. No problems. We will do our God sent us. Shebi, we started. The best time in our service was workers' meeting and Sunday school. The moment the CAC church begins their own service, or the four square starts their own service, we are lost because we are the middle. As a result, our members will be saying amen to the prayers of CAC and be dancing to the songs of four square church by our left. We didn't have instruments. Did I mention that earlier? That is the meaning of left and right. We did not even have microphone. We were still struggling to buy and equip ourselves. We didn't have drum sets. They gave us this alumole. that was old from the former parish we were coming from, because they bought drum sets. They had drum sets, so the akube they gave us two. We brought it, but it was not enough. So we continued. Let me also quickly mention characteristics of some of the workers transferred. Did I mention earlier that Deacon Kennedy slightly stammers? So he doesn't talk every time. So I'll be doing most of the preachings, right? Brother Job had admission about the same time. So we were 3 youth members. Brother Job had admission at Adekunle Ajasin University and would have to move. Sister Blessing, sometimes will say she does not have transport to come, will stay with her father in our own parish. And then Iyashegun, hey, prayer warrior. Iyashegun does not pray in Yoruba or English language. The moment they start, let us begin to praise the Lord, let us begin to worship Him, worship the Most High, Iyashegun does not pray in Yoruba or English language. She just starts shekiri ba 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 ba, mama 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 mama, and then she starts rolling on the floor. That's the way she prays. We don't hear her language. Then myself, I only attended Sunday school, praises and worship, then I disappear. But most times, because I was going through a part-time course at Lagos State Polytechnic at the time. So immediately after workers meeting in the morning, I handle Sunday school, then praises and worship. I will go to school. I will get to school late, but I will go. Alright. Then my pastor sometimes would prevail on me. Say, Brashegun, minister Leni, Koko preach Leni. I would sometimes stay back if I did not have tests at school. So we will continue. And then like that. So we were doing our thing. So this is just to paint the picture of how we were struggling to stand, because we had serious competitions left and right, a four square and a CAC. And you know, when CAC starts, we forget our own service, but we trudge on, but our members don't hear what we are saying. So we're still looking for money to contribute, to buy instruments, at least buy maybe organ or what you call piano, then maybe a simple drum set and quality microphone and some speakers. We had plastic chairs, like a dozen, that were given to us, and then a pair of 2 microphones, wireless, but the reception wasn't too clear and we didn't have speakers. So we're still struggling to survive. Let me quickly also chip in that at some times or at some point, whenever I leave for school, my pastor and some other workers that will remain in the church would always go to the headquarters for meetings. I was not always there, so I did not know what they were discussing at those meetings. Then one day, let me also quickly review that our membership was not anywhere up to 10. Deacon Kende, his wife, Yashegun, who always speaks in tongues, she doesn't always come all the time, except the pastor will promise her that he will give her transport fare. Alright. I will come on my own. I will sponsor myself. Then Sister Blessing occasionally comes. Brother Job came maybe a few times and left for school. Then Deacon Kennedy has like 2 kids. Then that is how many of us? 6. Did I count myself? Then maybe 1 or 2 times, because of visitation we did, 1 or 2 new persons would join us, but we were always around 8, 10. We were never up to 15 at that time. Never. If we had up to 15, maybe they were visiting ministers or visiting persons coming to our church, but we were never. Maybe after I left, some persons came on. Maybe after I left for school, um, my own what do you call it? Part-time school. Maybe some people came on, but it was not certain. I did not know what was happening until one day I had no tests. We had finished exams at Last Tech, so I had a little time to go and join the meeting at the headquarters. So I decided to go. What then happened? I'll reveal to you, and I want to quickly say at this time that this show will be lasting maximum of 20 minutes henceforth, and this is the time where people who have been calling me to say, how much is it to cost to put advert on your show? This is the time. This is the kind of time you can put sponsored messages on my show. All right. So, and it's also to let you know, you can sponsor messages on my show. There will be a scrolling text throughout the show, scrolling on the screen, and then there will be a pause moment for mention of the adverts. So let's come back. What then happened? Because I'm watching time. I don't want this show to last more than 20 minutes. And I've also decided to start doing it in the daytime because of I met a lot of people who said, you do your show at night, we wake up to see it, we want to join it live. Okay, fine. So I decided to try it in the afternoon. Alright. Now, what happened? That day I wasn't going to school. I was available throughout the service, and then I went to the headquarters for the meeting. It was the time of expose. I was going to learn something strange that day. What did I learn? I didn't know that they had been asking us to be bringing records. So you write you write attendance for the day and the offering you made. Attendance: male 6, female 4 or 5. Then you now break it down: adults 3, children 5 or 4 or 2 or whatever number, youths, teenagers. You break it down. Then you now write offering for the day. That is the way. I don't know if it has changed, but as of then, when I was in Redeem, that was the method. We continued, and then when I got to the meeting, they were asking questions, and my pastor was answering. Other pastors were also responding for their own respective parishes. All right. Then, hello. They now said, Christline Assembly, that was my own parish, bring your reports. Your report shows that so your parish has been growing. It is now 6 months, and by Redeem standard, any parish that is up to 16 months in the fold must have to be remitting their offering and tithe and everything to the parish. You had a period of 6 months to be using the offering or something, whatever you generated, to improve your church. But after 6 months, you were supposed to be, was it 6 months or 1 year? I can't remember exactly, but there was a period when you now become recognized as a parish in the RCCG, and you were supposed to be remitting your offering to the headquarters. I said, I didn't know. We are still even looking for help of the headquarters to come and assist us to withstand the competition. We are facing left and right. We are at the center. How come you still want us to be remitting money to the headquarters now? How come now? It's not fair now. Now, we continued. Then I then realized that figures have also been changing at the headquarters. Hello. So our parish had been writing figures to the headquarters, claiming that we are growing alongside other parishes that were growing on their own for whatever reason, maybe due to location or whatever. That means our parish has been writing false or fake figures to the headquarters to claim that we were growing. and as a result, they were expecting commensurate offering with the attendance you have. Eh. I did not also know that my pastor has been using part of his salary to support the offering he was sending to the headquarters, just to show that he was growing. Are we Christians? Are we truthful? What are we doing? And me, as one person that had been like, that the prospect or whatever you call the the blood of an activist in me, I stood up. I told myself. I spoke. I like. They were like, no. I spoke my mind. The zonal pastor said, no, let him speak. Oh. Some people were saying, you are speaking against this, you are doing this. When your father in the Lord is speaking, you don't talk, blah, blah, blah. You are going to be under suspension, and when you are suspended, the gate of heaven is closed against you. I said, let's close the gate. I will talk. This is not right. I spoke against a lot of things because about the same time, we know that Pastor E. Adeboye just got a private jet. I'm talking about 2006-7. That he just got a private jet, and I'm like, if he has a private jet, we are looking for assistance in our parish now. Why don't they send all this money down for? Ashe, I did not know anything yet. They were still asking us to be contributing for the next convention. That we should contribute for the next convention. Each parish has a levy of how much they will contribute for the next convention. I was like, really? We are facing situations here, we need support, we need this, we need that. We will still contribute. And I learned that my pastor was already using his personal money to suffice or to support for what he was remitting to the headquarters. We will still contribute again. I said, no be me. No be me. It doesn't make sense to me. So gradually, we continued. And at a point, I felt like, somebody has to speak up. It's exactly 19 minutes now, and I'm going to round off in 1 minute. I'll tell you other parts of, maybe in the next edition, maybe tomorrow. I'll talk about my experience preaching, my experience visitation, my experience speaking in tongues. You will like this one. You will like this one. I attended baptismal class. I baptized at the Redeemed Christian Church of God. No, I was about doing school of discipleship when I decided to quit. I attended a lot of things, but there are topics I will split into different episodes because I don't want this show to last beyond 20 minutes. And I want to say that henceforth, for the next couple of days, I'll be doing 4 p.m. on my show. Yeah, I'll be doing 4 p.m. on my show to see how we can incorporate or accommodate Nigerian audience, because all of them say most of the times they are asleep when I'm doing my show. So we'll be doing 4 p.m. So please, those of you who will be playing back who are not watching live, note that we'll be doing 4 p.m. Alright. So I'll talk about, maybe tomorrow I'll talk about speaking in tongue, my experience. I'll talk about a certain character called Tunde. Tunde, if you are watching this, Tunde Akiode, I'll be discussing your story tomorrow. I was a teenage leader. I was heading the teenagers departments then, so they said all of us in the workforce must be able to speak in tongues because that is the language of the spirit. And then our provincial pastor who mandated at the time was Pastor Dele Balogun, Ogun Province 3. Ogun Province 3. Pastor Dele Balogun. So I will tell you the story of speaking in tongues tomorrow, and I want to say thank you everybody. If you want to advertise on this show, you want to put a sponsored message or something, the number to try or to WhatsApp please, I will appreciate. WhatsApp is on the screen now. Is add plus to it if you are doing from outside the country or even anywhere, just put plus for sake of it. +23481 +23481, you can see it now, 70747424. It's past 20 minutes already. I want to keep it just 20 minutes henceforth. Alright, so I'll tell you the story of speaking in tongues tomorrow, and a lot of people will really like it. I thank you. My name is Shegun Olon once again. Until I come your way again tomorrow, please don't stop talking about things that matter. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.